So is there anyone in the audience? Is there a mic going around?
It's on. Alright. What could you do to prevent the wait? Because it is a long waiting list. You need to prevent it. So what do you think you could do?
I think Sarah's point was very powerful there, because actually the most important thing we can do is to provide support before people need CAMHS. And in answer to that point, that's done through a lot of ways, and probably there are people who don't know those supports are out there, but for a lot of you, you will have come across that at a low level. So for example, a young person who goes into school upset because something has happened, there will be someone in the school you can talk to if you choose to. That's low-level support. So those kind of things are really important, and we're trying to develop those support mechanisms all the time. Things like the youth service, and obviously we haven't mentioned talk shop before. We've got questions about that in a minute, but those sorts of services offer that low-level support as well. The other thing that's happening, CAMHS already operates kind of a very brief assessment process, so that basically they will do an initial sort of triaging of urgency. So a bit like when you go to A&E, you know, the nurse looks at what your issue is. You might get seen in 5 minutes, or you might have to wait a couple of hours, depending on how urgent your need is. CAMHS do that as well. So they see their most urgent cases very quickly, and it's people who in their category of need don't need the support as urgently, you have to wait longer. So we're trying to manage down that process, and also looking at how we can put resources at that first level of support so that more people can be seen quickly, even if they then don't need any ongoing support. So there's a whole series of things going on really.
What are you doing to offer people support when they are on the waiting list? Because they are really long waiting lists. I mean, I know that it's like 6 to 12 months in Trafford at the minute. And also, don't you think that that's quite a dangerous approach to have? Because obviously, if you are prioritising people and you say, oh, this person is more urgent, then the cases that you push back become more urgent, and people can become more ill, and it's degenerative, and it's just quite irresponsible, really.
Again, I think that goes back to what early help support we can offer to people through their schools, through counsellors in schools, through other support services, and there are a whole raft of services out there. And one of the things we're doing is making sure that information about other services that are available is as widely spread as possible, so that people know where they can go for help. And I appreciate, you know, in an ideal world, everybody will be seen on the day of a referral. That's never going to happen. So there always has to be a conversation with the young person around, you know, the level of pressure that they're under, and then based on that, that goes in as part of that referral, and then experts, professional experts, look at those issues and then make judgments. That's a kind of a fairly standard process, and obviously what we're doing is trying to speed up the ability to which they can respond. We could probably talk about this for a very long time, so maybe the best thing is if people have got more questions about that, come and speak to me afterwards, and we can always circulate more detailed information about exactly what CAMHS are doing later.
Hi. Sorry, I'm not sure that we can... We'll take one.
In terms of counsellors in schools, a friend of mine tried to book an appointment with the counsellor, who only comes in once a week. And she ended up waiting 3 weeks before she got her appointment in school, let alone with CAMHS, which takes 3 months. And for me, CAMHS took 6 months from my personal experience. So maybe you could employ full-time counsellors in schools, so that, like, my friend wouldn't have had to wait 3 weeks. She could have got an appointment that week or in the next couple of days. And that would reduce the pressure on CAMHS and just make it better for young people.
Okay, brilliant. Sorry, are you going to come back?
Well, I was just going to say, no, I think that's a really sound idea, and we have lots of conversations with... We have lots of conversations with schools about creative early help and how we can maximise resources, because everybody's resources are tight, obviously. So how can we spread that more evenly and offer more opportunities of that sort? So we'll take that back again and have that conversation back with schools.
Thank you for that point. we all think that it's really important that these become, well, that these get more money. And you know what, I personally have to say to you, you must employ more people, and you must make this better and more accessible for young people. If not, the consequences are dire, and we see them on a daily basis. It's quite frankly sad, and I'm sure you'll agree that to wait 6 months to get an appointment is absolutely outrageous. And you must do things to combat this immediately.